So, hi guys, guess where we are? We are at Gruber Motors, and this is Gruber Senior Pete, and he's gonna show us again the successes what they have with the recovery of the cars, and a lot of cars in that shop right now, and we will have a good time.
I pressed and say,
And now we have Rolf pulling in with his Tesla Roadster into Gruber Motor Company, and he's going to get himself a charge at our front door. This Roadster will feel right at home here, since the rest of the shop is filled up with Roadsters. There we go.
What do we have to do here? Actually, it is, when you look at this, is that you have to take a 12-volt battery and the 12-volt battery charger, and then hook that up to the 12-volt battery connection inside, so that you have 12-volt power in the car. Can we open that? Yes.
Oh yes, we haven't.
No, you cannot see it right now. These are the hookups for actually the jump starting the battery if the 12-volt battery one time is dead, right? So,
And that's, yeah, the only reason why is because this will not put out voltage if the voltage that it sees is too low.
yeah,
So it doesn't want to try to charge a dead battery.
yeah.
So we let it think that it's charging a good
Charging
battery.
this battery, and then we put this battery parallel to the 12-volt battery in the car. So now we have enough power to
A little explanation though, we tried to recover that screen and it looks that the screen currently not coming up. So what the guys from Gruber are offering is probably an upgrade to that screen chip, so that the customer does not have to pay for the entire screen and only has to pay for that upgrade.
Oh, we have now two Model S's and the center display doesn't turn on. And we try to figure out what's the problem now. So we have two times we try to access the screen, and that is a little problem. This car here, the black one, what I just showed you, that is, let's say, a flooded car, right?
Yep.
So and it has a destruction title even on it. So unfortunately, but it really does not seem that anything has been wrong with the car. And then we have another one, which is the red one over here, and yeah, you can see on here on the top, and basically almost happened the same to this car as well.
Yeah, this
right?
one was running and driving. We got this one working.
Yes.
And then one day the screen just went dark. After that, it never came back on. Sometimes it would flicker on, and then it would shut off, and only took it a few months, and then the screen just stopped turning on.
Did you try to exchange it with a different screen? Or
No,
what
we
else?
have not tried that.
So, but that's probably the next step for that, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
the next step, actually, what we're
Yeah.
thinking of doing, I can actually show you because we're
Yeah.
testing this right now.
Yeah.
What Matt's done is he's desoldered the chip that's having the problem,
Yeah.
and what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the old chip. So the
Yeah.
old chip, what
Yes.
best way to describe it, they write to it very often, and so that wears out the chip. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a chip that's about 4 times as big as the original,
So more capacity.
more capacity, so it
Yes.
has more capacity to write through,
Yeah.
and it's built to take read and writes more than the original chip.
Okay.
I
More
forget what the numbers
IOs. More IOs,
Exactly.
basically, right?
So
Yeah.
what we figured is it would be able to withstand from a standard chip that's inside the MCU about
Yeah.
80 times
Yes.
the amount of read writes.
Yeah.
So it should last theoretically 80 times longer.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we've got in the bag here is we've got one of these little chips, and you can see the tiny little
Oh,
ball
that's
grid there.
that's a very tiny chip there.
Can you see it in there? Should I
Yes.
knock it out?
Yes, I see it. Okay.
Okay. And what we're
And
doing
that's what's the
is-
other unit there?
This is your Tegra unit inside of your MCU.
What is the purpose of that unit?
This is what's driving the display.
Ah, okay, that's basically the
All the information
display
you're
chip.
seeing.
The display chip. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
the display. Yeah.
Yep. So all of the information is stored on this chip here, and that's where it's soldered. Very, very small solder points.
And then you took the soldering off and you tried to replace the chip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when they go bad, and like with that screen, the screen doesn't turn on,
Yeah.
that is likely the problem. It's either that chip or it's going to be one of these other memory chips.
Okay, good.
Basically, this is the chip which controls the I/Os, and replacing this chip, Gruber thinks they can repair the board.
This one goes in here, over there on that top.
Yeah.
So basically, this little chip goes on here, and this has a much higher capacity.
It is not confirmed yet, but Gruber thinks this is the main problem why the MCU fails.
With that chip? So to fix it with that chip is actually, it's very tiny work, because you have to, the chip has very small connection points, and these small connection points need to be soldered, and then it's very tiny soldered, just almost under a microscope, right? And then it will be lowered down, heated up, lowered down, and then fall into the socket. And then the chip is connected. Also an interesting thing is the car, even when the main screen doesn't work, the car still charges. And the car charges with 2 amp on 240 volt, right? 240 volt, 2 amp, right? Oh,
This is on 120.
120
I
or
haven't tried
even.
it on 240, but I think it might be the same thing.
Yeah. So that is on 240. And what it does is it charges up to about 60 miles and then it shuts down. And it even charges up to maintain the battery, that the battery is not getting dead, right? So, and from time to time they have to do that to maintain the battery, because it's probably still the DC-DC converter is still on to charge the 12-volt battery, right? It still sucks battery out, right?
Yeah.
Still sucks energy. So, and this takes a while until this is working, but it is to maintain the battery and that not the battery goes dead. And it's the same with the other car there.
I pressed and say